Shut up. All right. So yeah, Cody. Yeah, get you some steak, dude. That'd be a great suggestion. Other than that, food ideas. What would be a good food idea?
For what?
I know Cody's going grocery shopping.
Everything.
Everything. I don't know you that well, dude. Marinated pork chops. There you go, dude. Do it.
Ew.
Yeah, she don't like the pork chops. I do.
The pork chops don't like me.
Very true. Okay. I don't know if you guys ever watched like The Simpsons growing up, but I've been rewatching it since on Disney Plus. What was it with Homer Simpson and pork chops with applesauce? Is that a real thing? Like, really, people eat pork chops with applesauce? Okay, I didn't know that. That to me is like a foreign concept.
Nope, it's real.
And that's how we start the show, talking about food and pork chops and The Simpsons.
And the off-camera wifey.
And the off-camera wifey.
Giving her input, although it is not requested. Ever.
Yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, pork chops, dude. Yeah, do throw some greens in there. I know, but throw some greens in there.
Collard greens.
So no, it's more like a salad, but just to balance out. Just balance out. Keep you a little bit healthy.
Applesauce counts as a fruit.
That is true. Now I want to try this whole pork chop applesauce thing.
You're on your own. But it's like turkey with cranberry.
Is it?
Well, I mean, like turkey with cranberry sauce.
See, I've never put the cranberry sauce on a turkey either.
Oh, I have. It's actually oddly delicious because it's like sweet and savory.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I just eat it. I just eat the cranberries by themselves because they're delicious.
I guess I need to sit next to you for my lives.
Apparently, yes. This has been entertaining. All right, DC Rackley, dude, I'm glad you got the dang. I don't get, like, I send out 2 different shipments. One went to Michigan. One went to you, and you live in the same state where that distro is out of. I don't get how Dan got his first. That is ridiculous. I don't get it. All right, Caesar yum pork chops and applesauce is great. All right, cool. Dude, you're gonna get you a Caesar salad, dude. Caesar salad is the tits. I like it.
It's pointless if you do a Caesar salad.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of just fatness in the dressing.
Caesar salads are delicious.
Yeah, they're delicious though. DC Rackley says hi.
Hi.
Alrighty, so yeah, this is the vlog, the vlog. We're doing this, and yeah.
Do I make you nervous?
No, just it's one of those weird things of like once I get on, it takes me a minute to get going.
You are allowed to tell me to shut up.
Nah.
It's just
You're
I'm
good.
having fun annoying you.
Fair enough. Alrighty, so let's jump into this. We're gonna do some what I've been vaping and all that kind of thing. So yeah, what I've been vaping. And she's over here making fun of me. But yeah.
Well, I've never seen it from this angle. It's kind of cracking me up.
From this angle.
Sergeant
Angle.
Sorry.
Dude, go watch Hot Fuzz, some pork chop, Caesar salad, and some Hot Fuzz, dude. Just make a great night out of it. If you've not seen that movie, you're missing out, bro. It's a great movie.
Makers of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, watch Shaun of the Dead, then Hot Fuzz, and I never got to see World's End.
World's End was so worth it because the end of it, you're going, what the hell?
Yeah, and they're all supposed to be one massive movie.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I live in a world of tangents and sidetracks, and she's partially responsible.
Oh, whatever.
Partially.
You were Captain Tangent.
I know I am Captain Tangent.
Before.
But
here, let me shake my finger at you on camera.
With the on fleek nails.
Hey, I worked hours on these bitches.
Yeah. My ankles. Oh, that's funny. All right, so what I've been vaping. Up first, I got the grip from Armageddon mods. On top of that, a Recoil Rebel. The sparkly maple drip tip. Like this, yeah, camera ain't focusing. Screw the camera. And then that, been rocking that Velez. I can't live without this. It's a great juice.
Some people screw in front of the camera.
They do. Cody says we're funny.
I'm having a blast over here,
Yeah.
so I don't really.
Oh no, yeah, this is it's content. That's all. That's all I look at it. We
I
like.
kept telling you we need our own show, but you won't do one with me.
We just never got around to it.
Lazy butt.
That's pretty much it. Up next, I got the Cosmonaut V2 on top of the DS, the Drip Tech DS, whatever you want to call this guy nowadays. And in that, I got from a company that no longer exists because of all the flavor bans and stuff like that, but it's still a pretty good juice. It's Strawberry Clouds from Artist Liquids. If you guys follow Creating with Ken, you know, he worked for their shop and all that kind of thing, and the dude was involved heavily with them. And
That was this. Sorry.
okay, fair enough.
For some reason, it attached itself to the wrong thing.
And then next we got the Undead with a special KV door created by Mr. C.S. Woods. Go check him out. Seriously, the dude does some amazing work. On top of that, I got the Citadel, and in that I got Tropica from 12 Monkeys. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that, even though I really have like a ton more crap because I live in excess. But that's just me.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yes, that is a nice way to put it. All right, so we're going to jump in some beer and give that a go ahead and all that kind of thing. All righty. Yeah. I don't know if they can hear it, though. But
I don't think so.
all right, so this week's we got, was it Dulce? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? Dulce?
I think it's Dolce.
Dolce?
I think because it's a sherry barrel. I want to say it's Dolce.
Dolce?
Yeah, because in French there's no H.
Yeah.
So it's not Texan like Dulce. It's Dolce.
Dulce.
Dulce.
There it is.
It's a pretty box.
It's a pretty box. It's from Martin House Brewing. They are local to us. They like literally are 30 minutes from here.
Where are they at?
In Fort Worth.
Oh.
Right off of what is it? Where 121 and 35 meet. You know where that Top Golf place is at?
Yeah.
It's right next to it.
I didn't know that.
That's where Martin House is out of.
Wow.
Yeah, we have like 4 breweries in the area.
I know because we've got some down in Grapevine too.
Grapevine. We got
Addison.
Addison. They just opened a new one. In Keller, they have Shannon Brewing. Howdy, daytime, Frank. Alrighty, so the way these go, they come in this nice fancy box and stuff, but they come 2 cans per box. So there's like the nice graphic design work they did for the can itself. It's pretty cool. I like that. Alrighty, so let's see. There is a description in the back of the box. Let me see about the beer. Dulce. Okay, that is Dulce. It says it right there.
I wanted to be all, Richie.
Oh, Richie Rich. Dulce is the first sherry barrel aged brew we've ever produced at Martin House. What's even more special is that these sherry barrels are actually PX Pedro Jimenez barrel, which originated in south of Spain. As the sherry is very sweet and has certain raisin-like qualities, we decided a wheat wine, high ABV beer with large portions of wheat in the grain bill would be the perfect style to age in these barrels. After 4.5 months, the result is a delicious brew with flavors of molasses, intense raisins, toffee-like flavors on the front end, while sherry barrels adds a slight oaky burn on the back end. All right, so all of that just said there's a lot of flavors in this. So, because adults don't like flavors.
Way to put that in there.
Oh, got to. Oh, my God, this is a high ABV. This is a 12.9.
You're going to be drunk off your ass.
I am.
Glad we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, me too. I still got to record videos after this, too.
Hi, I'm Clown Vapes.
Hi, I'm Clown. Yeah.
I like this. This thing works nice.
I'll be honest. During my time of doing the vlog, I've probably only been drunk twice during the beer tasting.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to keep my composure after a bit. All right, so it says 12.9 ABV, 25 IBUs. This wheat wine brewed with massive amounts of delicious malts, Belgian Gandhi syrup, aged 4.5 months. All the stuff I just read. This was brewed April 23rd, 2019. So it's been aged quite a bit. It's been aged quite a bit since April. We're in December. So you tack on like what, another 8, like it's a total of 8 months at this point. All right, let's pop this guy open.
That's what she said.
Oh, let's see. Honestly, I was expecting more of a red color.
Because of the sherry?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can see it though.
No, you could see like the rouge kind of color. Like the camera's actually picking it up a lot more red. But it's more like a...
It's like a spiced cider with cranberry.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I was going to say it's kind of got like a nice amber color. Let's see.
Who's Amber?
I don't know. I don't actually know any ambers.
They're all strippers.
Probably.
Diamond.
All right. Diamond.
Rodriguez.
Oh, that smells good. Okay, she just took the glass. She is sniffing. Getting the smell.
God, I want to sip it.
All right.
The 12% kind of scares me.
Yeah, I know. If it was like a lower ABV.
You do not have to drink the whole thing.
Oh, I know. If I like it, I probably will end up doing it, though.
I'm going to feed you snacks all night.
Yeah. Fiji snacks. We're gaming tonight because the new GTA heist is available today. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting night.
Remember, you have to work tomorrow.
I know, and I still have to go to work tomorrow. That is very interesting. You'd love this.
Should I risk it?
I don't know, but it's like it's not overly sweetened or anything, so it's not like it has like that beer like quality, but like a wheat ale should, but then it has a like kind of like that Moscato kind of like aftertaste.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that is just amazing. Okay, yeah, I found a new beer. Sadly, I don't know if they still sell it where I pick it up from. There is 2 cans in here, so I have 1 can, and then I'll save the other one for later, for a later date to be determined.
That is so good.
Oh yeah, that is good. Well, we're gonna go with an obvious one. This is a strawberry and cream type flavor. It's the Artist Liquids Strawberry Clouds. We're gonna pair with this guy. It's in the Cosmonaut Drip Tech. Let's do this. Oh dear God. Wow. Oh wow. That brought up the sweetness to another level. You know how I tell you I don't like sweet things?
Oh, so you don't like me now?
Sure. That's what I meant. Either way, that really that just tasted like full on sugar.
Sugar bad, sugar good.
For me, bad. If you like overly sweetened stuff, you will love the hell out of that. Oh my God, that just I felt the diabetes. Like that's how that's how I'm putting it. Diabetes was the rating of that right there.
You need to have like a rating scale.
I need to. I never do that. But there are some beers where I've been like, oh yeah, that tastes like diabetes. Like last year.
Do I need to make you one?
A scale?
Yes.
Yeah, I just have it like behind me here, and I just move it up and down like on a dial.
You can. I can work on that.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. Last year I tried a maple beer. I think it was a maple beer. It was so disgusting. I couldn't even get through 2 sips. I was like, nope, can't do it. It's way too sweet. All right. So that was that fella. Next we're going to go with the Harambe from 12 Monkeys. I got that in the Entheon and the Undead, my other Undead. See how this goes. Okay, that was a little bit more balanced. I like that a little bit more. That raisin-like taste that they kept talking about, I can taste it. Comes out a lot more cleaner. It's a really crisp beer. I'm really liking this. It's insane how good this is. I'm in trouble. That's all I can say. Alrighty. What else do I want to try with this? Ooh, let's go with this guy. Let me see. All right, I got Vulcan from Rescued. I got that in the Skyfall Pug combo. It's nice and juiced up there. All right, yeah, the strawberry and that blended really well. It actually brings out the kiwi a little bit more. That's kind of weird. All right, I'm digging that. It does boost the sweetness of both, like, heavily on either end. Like, it just hit me. Interesting. All right. Lastly, just mostly because I wanted to do this initially for shits and giggles, but I'm gonna go with Velez and see how that goes. And I'm assuming it's just gonna be overly sweetened, and I'm just gonna be like, holy crap. All right, got the burp out of the way. No, okay, like Jess Marie burps through the whole. Oh, that's what she said live. Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's like a challenge to anybody that likes to burp that they could outdo her, because God, she can burp.
I want to take her on.
I think you should.
I just can't do the beer burp. I'd have to like chug a ton of soda.
That was good. Okay. Yeah, that I just like brought more of an emphasis to the juice itself than the actual than the beer. Like the juice kind of took over completely on the flavors that you see there.
Good or bad?
It's good. Like okay, if you guys saw the reviews I did for the Rescued e-liquids on Tuesday, there's this butteriness in the juice that you can like, it just like lingers. It's really good. And it just brought that out a little bit more. It's kind of, like I said, it's interesting and I'm digging it. I'm liking it. And I'm already halfway through that, so I'm in trouble. Alrighty.
I was about to say, do I need to start feeding you?
Probably, because the fun thing about me doing this is I tend to run on a semi-empty stomach.
I kept trying to feed you.
I know, but I wasn't hungry. I'm still really not all that hungry. Dude, Frank, honestly, wheat ales are amazing. All right, so we're gonna jump into some news and advocacy, but first I do want to do some shout outs and stuff. Let's see. Rescued was like the first on top of this. Seriously, thank you guys for jumping in. Josh Vienna. Never actually bothered asking you. I've been talking to you for months, dude, and I've never bothered asking you how do you pronounce your name. DC Rackley, Cody. And I know you corrected me last week on how you say your last name, and I'm very sorry, bro. 808 Kevin.
Short-term
and Daytime Frank. Thank you for joining me and for hanging out and all that kind of thing. Alrighty, so let's do some news and advocacy time. All right, so news and advocacy. I actually have some local news here, like something from like my area and stuff. The article is from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. This was posted yesterday at 7:32 p.m. The article says Hearst City Council snuffs out vape store request, wants to see other development. Chris Wyatt hoped to open a smoke shop along heavily traveled Bedford Euless Road, specializing in hookahs, vaping products, and tobacco. But the council members turned down his request because they wanted to see a better, and this is in quotations in the actual article itself, a better use for the property. The vote came after public hearing Tuesday night to discuss Wyatt's request for specific use permits to open Rewind Smoke Shop to sell e-cigarette products at 637 Bedford Euless Road. So there's the address for the place. After the council vote, Wyatt said he was a little surprised that his request was denied because he estimated that his business would bring around $30,000 a month in tax dollars to the city. And that's the thing. I mean, with vaping, that is something that they don't really want to put into thought, is how much the vaping industry actually brings into sales tax alone. I know right now in Massachusetts they're dealing with an added 75% tax, which again, that is bullshit. Like I said yesterday on the Wolf Bite, that is bullshit. And they're just doing it to either make some money because they're greedy ass bastards, or they're trying to run the whole industry into the ground because they know a lot of these shops won't be able to survive with a tax added onto their products like that. I mean, it just doesn't work. People are already kind of inherently frugal, especially when it comes to vaping. A lot of people, like the majority, like us hobbyists, we know the game. We've been playing it forever at this point. We know that things get a little bit pricey, especially if you get into like the high end market, or if you get into like specifics of one and things like that, you know, certain mods, certain manufacturers, depending. But like your average vapor or like person that just kind of picked up vaping, they're going to look at a product that's like $60 for like a full setup, and they're going to think, you know, that's a little bit expensive. $60 is a lot to drop on one thing in one fell swoop. But, you know, they don't put into mind how long the product will last them, how long they will have it for, how long will they be using it for. I know the maintenance on it, you know, you still got to buy like coil heads and stuff like that if you've got like a sub-ohm tank. But in all reality, it's like kind of like a one-time investment until the product craps out on you, which, you know, it happens, especially with like Chinese regulated mods. They tend to like wear out after a bit of time, and you know, it's just an expected thing. But even then, like most of these products will last you like 6 months to a year or so, depending on how you take care of them. But so, you know, it's one of those simple things of they don't really realize how much we actually bring into the industry, like we bring into the economy, you know, between sales tax, between jobs, all sorts of things that actually involve more business brought in. There's a lot more to it than just, you know, vaping. All right, let's see a little bit more of the article. Where was I? Here we are. I thought I would get a yes vote, and it's not near schools, and I will be bringing a lot of community. He said earlier this month the Planning Zoning Commission voted to deny Wyatt request on a 6-1 vote and stated that there could be a better use for the property. During the public hearing, Wyatt told council members that the store was not closed to schools and he would sell a wide range of products including tobaccos, humidors, and hookahs and e-cigarettes would also be sold, but he emphasized other products. Several who spoke in favor of Wyatt's request said he is a responsible person with a strong work ethic. But opponents said that it did not want to smoke shop near their homes. Jamie Clark, who spoke against the request, said she loves her neighborhood and wants to see better development along Bedford Euless Road. It is encouraged by the development and choice to have a positive business in the area, she said. Gary Horton, who owns several duplexes nearby, said his tenants did not want to see a smoke shop located nearby. Here's the ironic part about that. Like, I know what the area is and all that kind of thing and where it's at. And there is one smoke shop that's been in there for as long as I've lived in this area. For as long as most people can remember, that shop has always been there. It might have changed owners' hands because I even know one of the group of people that owned it for like a very short amount of time. But there is a shop not too far from that street, not too far from that address. And I know those people, like I know that shop, like it's been there forever at this point. So, you know, it's one of those things that like they would probably be just barely like a small clashing of area, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal, you know. But you know, it's one of those things of it's the city council. They decided what to do with the area and what to do with the property. So we're still, I mean, I know at least the vaping portion of that has its stigma and it has what, you know, people actually conceive versus the factual thing behind it. You know, people look at it as vaping is bad. They see all the stuff in the media. None of them actually do any research on their own independently or beyond what is actually the truth of it. and they just see what is being shown to them in the public eye, and we need to be able to change that narrative. That's like the hard part we're having right now, is changing the narrative of how people perceive vaping.
Can I jump in and say something?
What?
So when I guess what, councilwoman said something about, they wanted to have a better use for that area, it always sounds to me very uppity of, oh, well, I don't want, this biker group or these tattooed hooligans in my neighborhood or whatever. And it does come back to, we just don't want the kids to see it. And the biggest problem in America today is the fact that all parents are doing is saying, well, my kid doesn't want to see that, because if they don't see it, then they won't do it, which is a bunch of horse shit.
Yep.
Because we have kids and they're monkey see, monkey do, no matter what you do.
Well, there's that. And I mean, like yesterday during the Wolf Bite, Dave Satek mentioned a little bit about how there is anti-group of parents going up against porn. The thing is, you as a parent have the decision whether you're going to put a device in their hands that has access to the internet. You as a parent could figure out how to use it, and you put whatever software that you need to block certain things. It's really up to you as a parent to be able to like police your children. But instead of policing your own children, you want to police everybody else's kids.
Well, and what's stupid too is like, even we were at Chili's last night for dinner.
How many kids?
No, there were 2 kids that we saw walk in with a group of adults that both of them were under the age of 10, and they both had their own devices. And then another kid walked in with ear pods in his ear, and his mom decided to help, order for him, and he was probably 12. The problem isn't the kids. The problem is the parents. Parent your fucking children.
Because I've been pushy about the kids learning how to like actually talk to people, and like especially if we go to like restaurants, it's like you could order for yourself. You're old enough to be able to talk for yourself. You know the English language to an extent, right?
The minute one of them gets a car, guess what? They're gonna learn the ins and out of their own vehicle. We are not here to coddle their asses. We are here to prepare them for the world.
Yep.
And as an avid Dr. Phil lover, which y'all can kick my ass for that later, but the thing is it's preached all the time in all mainstream media that you need to parent your children. And if you are not parenting your children, this is what happens. You're expecting the government to do it for you. Well, that's not how that works.
Not really.
Because I'm sorry, but do we want to live in a world where the adults can't do shit because of the kids?
Exactly. And I mean, that's kind of where we're going, and that's very sad. We were kind of talking about Spotify yesterday, and I was telling my wife about how I have this massive playlist that I created long ago that has so much music and stuff and all these tracks and this and that. And I decided this morning to listen to it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go through it and listen to it. And I was listening to Patton Oswalt. If you know anything about Patton Oswalt, he's about like the most hardcore liberal you'll ever fucking meet. But he has this joke about how as a parent, you have to be as lame as possible so your kids hate you and they move the fuck away and do something great with their lives. Because he said that all the parents that were cool and they were all crazy and they let you smoke pot in the house and stuff like that, those kids stayed home and decided to start policing the world. And honestly, that is the fact and truth of it. Any parent, anybody that I know that is within our age group that had those cool parents growing up, they've become like the biggest sticklers ever. And it's that one thing of you hate your parents so much that you want to contradict what they taught you. I mean, me, I'm all tatted up. I have piercings. I have a long ass beard. It's because my parents are very old school, very traditional, and they tried instilling that in me, and it didn't work. It didn't take.
Sexy.
All right, let me read some comments here. Let's see. It takes less than an hour for a person of average intelligence to understand vaping well enough to tell the difference between real news and fake news on the subject. Exactly, dude. The sad part is not the average person wants to do the research. They don't want to actually give a shit. They see what's presented in front of them. And this goes into anything, honestly. If you look at the grand scale of anything, people tend to either gravitate to what they want to hear, or they gravitate to what they're being told, and they're not going to go beyond that.
It's always what's easiest. It's the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And let me see. Josh Rhodes says, yeah, if we're still around in 15 years, the world is going to die because of these kids being lost. Exactly. They're not being taught how to survive in the world. I mean, with my kids, like sometimes I get onto them about stuff and I'm like, you think I'm yelling at you right now? Like, you think I'm being like the worst human being right now? Wait till you hit the corporate world. They do not give a flying fuck about your feelings. They give a fuck about the bottom line. And that's the truth of it. I remember, was it like 8 years ago? Yeah, about 8 years ago or something like that. I was hearing how like 21-year-olds were going to work interviews, to job interviews with their mommies because they couldn't fucking handle an interview. Like, what kind of idiotic shit is that, honestly? Like,
but the biggest point is the fact that the parents allowed it.
I know, and that's the biggest problem is parents aren't parenting anymore. They're
my perfect little baby. It's like your perfect little baby is a piece of fucking shit. Kick their ass out of the house.
Like, if you guys really ever want to know the inner workings of my mind when it comes to like how I see the world for the most part, yeah, go look up Christopher Titus. Listen to all his specials and you'll get how I look at the world, honestly. Like, I've said it before, like the dude knows me without ever meeting me. It's like the weirdest thing. Let me see. Daytime Frank says, my parents had one rule: don't get arrested. Dude, honestly, like for me, when it comes to my children, when it comes to them being adults, all I care about is they're not in and out of jail and they're not like on heavy drugs. That's the only things I care about. Honestly, that and a high school diploma. It's not that hard to get a high school diploma. I slept through high school and I got one. Come on.
I gave free back rubs.
You gave free back rubs?
Yeah, to my AP history teacher because she would sit there and shop on her computer. So my way of getting an A in AP history was I would give her back rubs. I don't feel bad about it.
All right, so there is the key to getting an A in AP history.
give your weird ass teacher who loves to shop online back rubs.
Just make sure you're the same sex or something, so it doesn't get weird and creepy.
If it had been a guy, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
that's just gross.
That just gets weird and creepy.
There's a line.
Let me see. But the MSM and politicians have been absolute duty to spend that hour or maybe two, give her their apparent intelligence. That's what Phil Lee says. Let me see. Josh Rhodes says, internet started it all. Control of the government. No internet. Kids are lost. Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Social media, it can be a great tool, but at the same time, I think it has given voices to people that don't need voices. It's given opinions, and a lot of people take it to heart without actually even going beyond it. If you guys, let me see what's his name. Know Better. He is a YouTuber. His name is Know Better. Look him up. He talks about how like media news works nowadays. You gotta blame cable news network because they started this whole shit of we're gonna put out articles faster than everybody since 24-hour cycle. There's no need for research. We just put shit out, and that tends to be like one of like the issues is that. And I mean, we've seen it time and time again that something gets out, it's a headline, nobody reads beyond the fucking headline, nobody even does anything beyond that. Not even the person rewriting it from another source looks more into it. They just go along with the previous article. And then they get caught in their shit and they wonder why. Mainstream media. Yeah, dude, honestly. Okay, so mainstream media.
Common sense isn't common anymore.
Yeah, common sense, logic, they've been thrown out the fucking window. It's fucking horseshit.
I apologize for his tangent.
It's a good tangent. All right, so I had this other article. Let me see. I'm gonna pull you guys out of this window over here so I can be able to read chat while doing this.
All of that could have been taken wrong. I feel very offended.
Right. All right, so Palo Alto bans sale of vaping products. This was on Tuesday, December 10th as of midnight. Okay, interesting. Palo Alto campaign against vaping heated up on Monday night when the city council agreed to ban the sales and distribution of electronic cigarettes at local stores. By a unanimous vote, the council directed staff to prepare an ordinance that would impose the prohibition on sales of vaping products. In doing so, it joined a growing list of cities and counties that have passed anti-vaping laws, a list that includes San Mateo, Santa Clara counties and cities of San Francisco, Livermore, and Richmond. All right. And here's the thing, like California, and you got to bear in mind, I will talk shit about California all day, and I think I have a right, being that I was born there and I grew up there for the most part of my life. We didn't move here till I was 17. So, California, they've been like, they have money. That state does have money, but like the actual government has blown through it all. And they were relying on MSA money so heavily. I mean, I know like yelling out the statement of blood money isn't really like a full statement, but it is a true statement. They need that blood money. They need to make money off of tobacco sales, because if they're not making that money, they have no fucking income. They charge state tax. They have federal income taxes in that state. And from all that money they collect, they still haven't been able to get themselves out of a fucking deficit. They are fucked. And all these towns and stuff like that, they gotta figure out how to get their money. And if they see a product that is taking away their money, of course they're gonna get very defensive, and they're gonna do something to eradicate that problem. Let me see. Common sense is uncommon. Common sense is a superpower these days. No shit, dude.
Hi, Amish.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hi, Mr. Shadow Link Vapor. I think doing so, they place themselves beyond the pale and worthy of their wasting of oxygen needs to be ended.
Okay, I like you, Phil.
Phil, you're awesome.
You're my new favorite. Sorry, everybody.
No, you're fine. So yeah, Palo Alto. Let me see. In Palo Alto, the ban sparked by reports of widespread vaping among high school students and recent
outbreaks.
No, entreaties. Okay, that word right there. Entreaties from, yeah, my English no so good. Shadow says hi.
He is English is his second language.
It is. It really is my second language. I actually I took ESL classes in kindergarten and first grade. So going into high school, they made me take a test to know that I knew English, and the questions were, how do you spell dog? How do you spell cat? It was the most embarrassing fucking thing in my life.
Oh, there's worse things.
Oh yeah, there is, but that's one of the bad ones. Like I wouldn't say embarrassing, more insulting.
I'm with you on that
one. Yeah. You're Shadow's new EDM bestie.
I know. That's why he talks to me a lot more now. He likes me better than you.
That's fine.
Wait, you're supposed to be upset.
I'm not gonna be upset. You have friends in the vapey industry. It's all good.
But you're supposed to be upset.
I'm not gonna be upset.
Every citizen has a... Yeah, preach it.
Yep. Honestly, Phil Lee, if you actually look into the Second Amendment, that is the second half of it. It's the right to bear arms and assemble in case of a tyrannical government.
Not a right to bear's arms?
No.
I thought we were supposed to cut off bear's arms.
No, that's PETA would get onto you about that.
Oh, well, PETA's stupid.
Yeah, they are. I'm all for animal rights, but they take it one step too far.
They keep telling me not that meat is murder, but meat's delicious.
It is. Well, even then, okay, it falls into the idea of they already slaughtered the animal.
You took my point. That is mine.
No, it's fact.
I'm the one who keeps saying that they already slaughtered the meat, so it doesn't really matter because they're going to slaughter it whether you eat it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
It's one of those things of trying to change mass opinion, especially something that's been ingrained in us for centuries at this point. You really think we're going to be able to change the world that quickly?
You know, because beans are everything.
Philly says arming bears is taking it a bit too far.
Oh, arming. See?
Dude, that was good.
Better.
That was good.
Damn it.
And I love this whole children crap. Okay. I'm still on this feeling of the more attention we bring to it to children, the more we tell them not to do it. And we just talked about this. I mean, even like in the comments, somebody said, as kids, we love to fucking rebel. Guess what? They're rebelling because we're telling them not to do something. I mean, Dare was a giant failure, honestly. We all, like all of us in this age group, did Dare. Did it keep us off drugs? I think we're probably the most drug addicted generation ever. Guess what? It's because they taught us how to do it. They taught us how to get them.
Oh, see, I thought it was because we were all traumatized by our baby boomer parents.
By your what?
Baby boomer parents.
That too, probably. But I know a lot of it is they taught us where to go and what to do.
That's true. They kind of handed over the pamphlet of, hey, don't do drugs, but here, this is where you can find them.
Like a certain powder that you can make into a certain solid. We got to watch a full tutorial about it. Like they taught us how to make it. Like, how the fuck does that work? You teach us how to make it and then tell us not to do it, and then the guy's talking about how much money he's made off of it?
Okay, here's the thing. My mother was smart enough to know that I was going to have sex no matter what she did. Mm-hmm. She didn't like how early I lost my virginity, but whatever. She still let me read Cosmo because she knew that I was going to get my hands on all of that paraphernalia or whatever, you know, on my own, whether she liked it or not.
Yep.
So instead, she controlled the outcome. She let me have it at home. I got to drink Smirnoff at home. Granted, it was Smirnoff, but, you know, I thought I was cool.
Smirnoff Ice?
Well, I mean, I'd already been taking Dad's tequila.
Phil Lee says any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
well, pretty much.
That's true. But...
Well, like, okay, like I talked, me and my boss we were talking about just random shit, and we were talking about, like, you know, doing Dare as kids, and they made her take an exam at the end of the whole program, and she failed it because she wasn't paying attention. And they called her mom in to, like, you know, tell her, hey, your kid failed this, you know, blah, blah, blah. And her mom's reaction was, my kid doesn't know how to get drugs. How is that a bad thing? Like, that was seriously her reaction to that.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, understand that logic, honestly. Oh, man. So, yeah. Palo Alto, I'm sorry. You guys are fucked. And it keeps coming, and it's one of those things of I don't get how they're trying to prevent something by creating a black market or a bigger black market. You know, things are going to get worse before they get better. It's
just... no, there's still people coming up sick because of the THC cardos.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't stopped.
Yep, pretty much. What up, Lethal Coils? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Lethal.
I caught a little bit of his show earlier. Looked like you guys were having a good time.
I feel like I forever need to be your off-camera
voice
lackey.
Just like you're like my sidekick.
Honestly, what I need to do is like get like a face or something, put it on a stick, and just put it over here every time I'm talking.
Yeah.
If I'm annoying, y'all tell him in the comments. They better not say that I'm annoying.
If I'm annoying, but don't tell them.
Well, it's more like just they don't get a choice.
All right. Awesome, Lethal. Awesome. All right. So the last article is from vapes.com. See, Jared, the vaping goat, changed the policy of a school district by having it out with them over weak enforcement. There you go, dude. I mean,
wow.
Dude, Jared he's an animal. I mean, the dude, the whole thing, goat, there's a reason why that is his name, honestly. The dude is really bullheaded, and
I put him up there with
seriously.
Mark Cloth.
Oh yeah, Mark Cloth is another beast. I
want him on my side.
Yeah, Mark Cloth is somebody you never want mad at you, honestly. Especially with all the weird survival skills the dude has.
He's gonna come at you with a machete.
Yeah, pretty much. So the last article is CDC finally confirms zero nicotine-based e-cigarettes linked to vaping-related illnesses.
Duh.
What have we been talking about for months on the Ohmies, on the Wolf Bite, on this show? On Twitter. What has Grim Green been talking about? What has the girls from That's What She Said been saying? What have they been saying on the Green Room? What have they been saying on the Vapes too? Just start naming YouTubers and you'll fucking know what I'm talking about. Let's see. On Friday, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, aka CDC, was forced to admit publicly that zero nicotine-based vapes can be linked to the vaping related lung disorder of this past summer. There you go. We got a burp. Let me see. And Jared's opening to all his reviews is what the CDC should have been doing since July. No shit, dude. No, dude, I watch his videos. Like, the brother is, I mean, we've had him on the Wolf Bite. He is a very passionate man. He gives a shit about this industry. And the dude, I mean, there are some people in this industry that just give way too much of a shit, and they will push and push and push. And everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Me?
You get very, very heated when you want to.
I know. It's the reason why I'm disabled now.
And she doesn't vape. Ish. Yeah, I know, but it's not like me where it's a full-blown thing.
No, I prefer gummies. The Sibida.
All right, so yeah, CDC finally admits it, and that's like the sad thing is that they kept denying it, and this is one of those things about like at least the government here in the U.S. There are studies, there are articles, there are so many avenues of information, but our government wants to be so right that they're not willing to admit that they're wrong. Yes.
I have an idea. All the vape shops that went under because of this bullshit and because the CDC decided they weren't going to actually tell us the truth of the matter, although we already knew, they should all band together and do a class action lawsuit for the fact that they just lost all their businesses.
Technically they have.
Well, good. This should help.
Yeah, technically they have. I mean, there's been like...
Seriously, I mean, because the CDC decided they were going to try to sweep shit under the rug, all these people that are small businesses are now out of jobs.
Well, okay, like I think the VTA, and correct me guys if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to remember who's doing this. I know there is a group of independent vape shops, the VTA, and I think one other group. They have been suing the FDA for years, and it's just taking forever just because...
It's the FDA.
It's the FDA, and our government is really slow at moving, and it sucks, and that's where, like... You know, they ask for money, and it's not because they want it for their pockets. It's because you have to file forms, and filing forms alone costs a fuck ton of money. If you have actually dealt with any legal anything, you would see those court costs go fucking skyrocket. Especially if you're taking on the government itself, they will try to make sure you don't get your way because that's just kind of how it works. They
just bury you in the paperwork.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's one of those things like. Even like trying to get a law passed, if they don't want it passed, they will bury it with something they know will not pass because nobody will vote for it. And it's like one of those sad things of how our government is able to do these things and we allow them to. And then we wonder why things are the way they are. And yes, Lethal, I am very sorry, but Mass is just fucked. I mean, I know you weren't on a bit ago, but I was talking about like you guys are dealing with the 75% tax included to your vape gear and stuff like that. And like I said earlier, part of it is them being greedy bastards and wanting more money. Part of it is them wanting to bury the industry. And what's the best way to run them out of town is not being able to sell anything because people are not going to want to spend more than they already can on products. Yep, they lifted the ban, but you still have a flavor ban and you have the 75% excise tax. And yeah, because I heard like what you guys can only get tobacco flavors within the state, or can you guys do even online orders, or is that just still all weird and wonky?
But even at that, I'm sorry, but if you've already got something that's flavored, like you said, there's not going to be cops walking around going, "Let me smell your vape."
No, I know. Enforcement is the hard part, but the thing is like, okay, like at least with online shops, you can't buy online anymore just because.
No, I know.
You know, they have
just, if somebody decides to send you some flavored lube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember, flavored lubricants, that's what you're actually buying.
I mean, it lubes your cotton.
Let me see. Phil Lee says, the situation is screwed up when lies become mandatory. And then in parentheses, the empty tank container contains nicotine and telling the truth is illegal. Vape is less than 5% harm. Yeah, exactly. That has been like one of the things that has irked me for the longest time is that as a company, you are not allowed to say that vaping is 95% safer than smoking. Any like actual factual thing is all being you're being, you know, you're being restrained from actually spreading the truth. And it's one of those sad things that, like, you can't really openly say that kind of stuff. You can't openly admit what vaping really is, and it's just complete and utter bullshit. And it's one of those things of, we do have an election year coming up. It's a big one, it's a heavy one, and we gotta work towards that, and we gotta let them know what's up and what mindset we are in.
We vape, we vote.
Exactly. Tobacco only, not sure about ordering from sites. I think if only pertains to selling flavors in Massachusetts. You want?
I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Just
here.
don't look at me.
Here we go. Okay, guys, give me a second here. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We had something come up. Let me see. Lethal Coil says the Royal College of Physicians recently released a new study stating, yeah, exactly, dude. That's one of those ones that, like, I saw that article. I thought it was 97, but even then, 97, 98, it doesn't fucking matter. The number is up there. It's high. It's harm fucking reduction. But you know what? It destroys the pharmaceutical industry. It proves that any cessation device that's come out before now, before vaping, is pointless and needless. You know, and then, like, you know what the sadder part is that they're actually, hold on.
You didn't stop here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Oh. Yeah, I just went to the news and advocacy button. I don't get that. All right. Either way, it should be a subject of mass civil disobedience and make them take you to court, where there are rules and evidence that will work in our favor. There's no money to be made in cures, only in treatment of conditions. Exactly, dude. That's the thing. They would rather keep us sick and feeding us all sorts of drugs and all sorts of medicine and all sorts of shit. With like, it's kind of like the dude that runs the company that makes the EpiPens for allergies and stuff. The motherfucker became CEO and upped the price by 300% or some shit like that. And when they asked him, how can you do that when people need this life-saving device? His response was, 'cause I can. You know how fucked up of an answer that is? It's basically, screw these people. They can die for all I give a shit, as long as I'm making my money. And that's really what this is all really coming down to.
Corporate America, or even the government, is all about greed. It's not about anything that has anything to do with its citizens. It's about, how can I make more money?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, like you were saying about going to court or something like that, it wouldn't matter anything unless you got a judge that was willing to hear the truth. Because if the judge is going to bury it, it doesn't matter what you bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
If the judge does not agree, then you don't have a leg to stand on. There's no reason for you to even show up.
Exactly. And that is a hard one, because I mean, like, fortunately in Michigan they had a judge that actually cared and wanted to listen. See, 28% of medical income comes from treating tobacco related illnesses. No wonder they are worried. Exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, insurance, even like the way we do insurance in this country, again, no better. Seriously, go check the dude out. He does like social science videos and stuff like that, and the dude really spends a lot of time doing research and things like that. And he looked into insurance, and the way we deal with insurance in this country, we actually end up paying more than they do in the UK. Think about that. As individuals, we pay more for insurance, privatized insurance, than they do in the UK. That is fucked up. And I know the UK still hasn't gotten the whole system down, but we're still paying more than they are. How the fuck does that work? We bitch about taxes, but we're still paying for it. One way or another, we're paying for it.
We became America because of taxes, and then, look where we went.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I think I've mentioned this before, but me and Nick Garrity were talking about, and this is like, I'm talking like maybe May, April, March, like around that era. And he was talking about how fed up he was getting with everything, how pissed off he was getting at the whole situation, and how complacent we are as a country and this and that. And I was like, dude, I don't get how we're a country that started a revolution over a 2% tax increase. Yet we're so complacent and we're so okay with dealing with shit and letting everything just happen to us. And we're like, well, that's life. That's how it goes. That is just bullshit.
Here's the thing is there are more of us than there are of politicians.
Really, Philip Morris has their own insurance company.
That's scary.
That is not good. Not good at all.
Let me guess, you pay for everything out of pocket.
You have to smoke so many cigarettes to have their fucking insurance. But they started an insurance company a few months ago, and they offer discounts on consumers that use their smokeless tobacco products.
Oh, horse shit.
So we're talking what, chew and their crappy version of snus.
That can still give you cancer?
I don't know about their snus, but I know that chewing tobacco, there's like two theories behind that one. It's a lot. I really didn't look into it, but apparently like snus or chewing is like blown a little bit more out of proportion than it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anybody I've ever known that had chewing tobacco, they their lip rotted out. But it was mainly because of them, not necessarily because of the product.
Really? Okay. It says, Philly says we pay more in taxes than the UK, but get less for it. Yeah, I mean, it's all lining people's pockets. It's not even us.
So basically, all of us should just go back to the UK.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, like, it's a very sad state of affairs that, like, even like the fact that we have to pay federal taxes or state taxes per the creation of this country, it's illegal. So how does that make any fucking sense? But,
Because people rewrite laws in their favor.
Philip Morris is only doing life insurance at the moment. That is fucking... That's ironic.
Wow.
Let's see. So, Lethal Call says, don't forget the IQOS system owned by PMI as well. Yeah, and that thing passed the PMTAs or whatever the hell they're called. That already passed. They didn't even have to bother. And if you actually look into these studies and stuff like that, it's like about a 300-page paper of what's in it, what they do with it. And I had a friend break it down for me a little bit, and he's like he has like a biochem fucking degree.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I'm just not mentioning names because I don't want you. If he wants to come out about it, he can come out about it. But he was looking at it. He was looking through all the studies, and he's all like, this thing is going to kill people. Like, seriously, that was basically his reaction to it. It's not good. It's not safer. It's not really... It is just as bad, honestly.
Don't they want to kill us? That's where the money is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why funerals cost so much.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on the funeral industry.
What about daylight savings time?
Fuck daylight savings time.
You need to have a vlog where I just tell you all the things that you bitch about constantly, and you just go on tangents.
Right. Let me see. So the discount will be to smokers who quit smoking or switching to their e-cigs, Juul, and heated tobacco devices. Okay, so you get a discount if you have a Juul or an IQOS. That works. If there's ever incentive for shit. Income tax in the UK was a temporary measure to pay for the Neapolitanic Wars. Strange how long it's taken to pay it off. No shit, dude. No shit. And again, we are a country that was founded under a 2% tax increase, and yet we're so complacent about every last thing in life. Again, listen to Christopher Titus. The way he puts it. Our generation is very depressing. That's kind of all I can really say about that. I know it's not all of us, but we all get clumped in together. It's like this whole idea. Yes, I was born in 1986, but I am not a fucking millennial, nor do I look at life that way.
You just look like a hipster.
Yeah, I just look like a hipster. I'm not one. Partially, it's just I'm really Hispanic and I like fucking flannel shirts.
Cholo. And tall ass socks with shorts.
Yep, pretty much. Then doing the little dance.
No.
Let me see.
If looks could kill.
Let me see. Lethal Coil says Chris Lopez right. 25% of smokers that change to their smokeless products and 50% discount on non-smokers of 3 years plus that quit using their products. However, I have no effing clue how they plan to prove it. Exactly.
Say, how can they enforce that?
Yeah, I don't get how the fuck can you really say that you've been off of shit for so long? How can you say you use their products? I mean, who the fuck keeps a receipt for shit like that? Seriously. Like, seriously, whenever you went and bought a pack of cigarettes and they asked you, do you want a receipt? That you go, yeah, I want to fucking save it for my records later. It's like,
I think my dad does that.
Really?
Probably.
But your dad's an accountant, though.
Still.
I know, but he's kind of that guy.
He is that guy. I'm
guy.
saying that there are people out there.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's one of, like I was saying, it's like Mitch Hedberg when he's like, I went the other day, he's like, the other day I bought a donut and they tried to give me a receipt for the donut. It's like, man, there's no need to bring ink and paper into this transaction. Just give me the fucking donut. It's not like I have that friend that's going to ask me, I don't believe you that you bought that donut. It's the same shit. You're not going to fucking keep your paper records for that kind of garbage. All right. So, wow, I went over by like 2 minutes. So that means a pretty good show.
Sorry.
It's all good.
That's all me.
Alrighty, so thank you guys for joining me. Like I say in all my videos and stuff, go check out Vaping with the Ohmies over at the Vaping with the Ohmies channel. Phil Lee says vapors in mass need to hold a Boston tobacco party. There you go.
There you go.
That would be awesome.
Hey, bring some tea. You might need some.
Oh
well, tobacco leaves, tea leaves.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, go check out Vaping with the Ohmies on the Vaping with the Ohmies channel. Then Wolfbite is on this channel on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Vaping with the Ohmies is over on their channel at 7 p.m.
Central Standard Time.
All CST Central Standard Time. And then yeah, if you guys want to buy juice or coils that I make, hit me up on either Instagram. The link is down below, or at clownvapes@gmail.com. One way or the other, you can get a hold of me. And yeah, I'll try to get you guys set right. Alrighty, so thank you for joining me, and you know, stay vigilant, stay on top of shit. I mean, like I said, that I actually had local to me news today, which I live in Texas, so it tends to be somewhat of a rarity. I know it happens from time to time. I mean, I know in Austin a while back they tried suggesting a whole flavor ban bullshit, at least in their city, and that kind of just petered out and nobody gave a shit. And it's just Texas is too big of a state to try to like enforce a ton of shit all at once. But no, thank you for joining me, and I appreciate you guys for sticking around and being here, part of all the hilarity. And as always, mix on, vape on.